Let's review what we've learned in the first 7 weeks of social studies. Please type your name. Use the illustration below to answer questions 1 and 2. Look at the diagram above. How do the American Indians use bison hair? Paintbrushes, glue, necklaces, or food? Number 2. Using the diagram above, which parts of the bison were used for food or utensils? The stomach, meat, and horns, the hide and hooves, the bladder, stomach, and brains, tail, bones, and sinew. Number 3. In the Week 8 newspaper, read about rights and duties. What are the voting requirements of the United States? If you're 18 years old, a citizen of the United States, and you live in Texas, you can vote in federal and Texas local and state elections. Voting is a freedom that all citizens in our country and state have. It is a right that is guaranteed or promised in the Constitution. However, it is also the duty of citizens to learn about the issues of people for whom they will be voting. When a citizen does this, must be 18 years old and be a U.S. citizen, must live in Texas and be old enough to drive a car, must be in public office and elected by the citizens. You must be guaranteed and promised. Look at the map of Texas below. How many regions are there in Texas? 2, 4, 5, 6. Read about the Humano Indians in the article clipping below. How did archaeologists learn about the Humano culture? The little known Humano. Very little is known about the American Indians called the Humano. Archaeologists learned about this culture through their rock art paintings along the Concho River. More scientists believe the group is actually 3 smaller groups that shared similar customs. The groups lived in the mountains and basins region, from New Mexico to Texas and south into the country of Mexico. Some Humano lived along the Rio Grande River in South Texas. Families lived in one-bedroom pit houses. Part of the home was underground, and the only entrance was on the rooftop. Some Humano groups lived in one location. New farming techniques. Through the way they hunted buffalo, rock art paintings along the Concho River, recent history. Number 6. Read the paragraph below. What structure did the Caddo build for temples? The Caddo lived in the piney woods of the northern coastal plains region in East Texas. These American Indians were known for the large mounds they built for temples and burial grounds. The villages had a very special kind of government called a confederacy. Again, what structure did the Caddo build for temples? Confederacy, piney woods, large mounds, villages. Number 7. Use the article Made in Texas to find what agricultural products are grown in Texas. When people discovered oil in Texas in 1901, the world changed forever. Oil became the inventions of the automobile and airplane possible. Today, companies throughout the world sell petroleum products from Texas. Cloth made of oil fiber is used to produce clothes, towels, and sheets. Food preservatives made of oil help keep food safe to eat. Oil is even used in toothpaste, dishwashing liquids, contact lenses, shampoos, and toys. However, petroleum products are not the only products of Texas that people around the world purchase. Texas sells many agricultural products such as cotton and pecans. People also buy Texas poultry and timber products. Texas companies produce many different computer and electronic products used around the globe. Again, use the article Made in Texas to find what agricultural products are grown in Texas. Cotton and pecans, shampoo and toys, cars and tractors, or computers. Number 8. In the article How Did We Get Here? How did humans get to North America during the last ice age? Around 14,000 years ago, a land bridge connected Asia and North America. The idea is that hunters followed animals across the bridge. Other people think humans in North America came from Europe even earlier. Perhaps humans walked across an ice bridge connecting the continents almost 20,000 years ago. People have found stone tools from this time period in Texas. which supports this theory. Many American Indian tribes say that they've always called North America home. Again, in the article How Did We Get Here? How did humans get to North America during the last ice age? They followed the dinosaurs. Hunters followed animals across the ice bridge. They rode in a caravan. They rode on woolly mammoths. Number 9. In the article The Early People and Natural Resources, what Paleo-Americans leave behind to help us learn about their lives. Archaic American Indians left cave paintings that help us learn about their life. They were hunters, gatherers, and fire builders. Their homes were also rock shelters. They made tools from stones and bones and used them to find food and protect themselves. Cave paintings, hunters and gatherers, petroleum products, animals to hunt. Use the paragraphs below to find which region of Texas has a desert and mountains. There are 4 geographic regions in Texas: the Mountains and Basins region in far west Texas, the Great Plains region in the Texas Panhandle, and the North Central Plains region in the middle of the state and Coastal Plains region in the far eastern area of the state. The Mountains and Basin region has a desert and the state's only mountains, while the wetter Coastal Plains has more flat land. Winter weather in the Great Plains region can be bitterly cold. However, winters in the southern Coastal Plains region can be pleasantly warm most of the time. Again, use paragraphs below to find out which region of Texas has a desert and mountains. Is it North Central Plains, Coastal Plains, Mountains and Basins, or Great Plains?